Thanks so much for joining me. So I wanted to bring you another video. So waving my hand at you. So take what resonates and leave the rest. This is manifestation reading, or can be used as a manifestation reading. All you have to do is claim it for your own. Um, this is a timeless reading. Could have already happened, could be happening now, could happen in the future. I get my information from God and from the Holy Spirit. Sometimes songs will come through, but I don't use any cards or anything. If you would like to work with me, my information is in the description below. Sometimes I'll say divine masculine and I mean divine feminine and vice versa. We have masculine and feminine energies in our bodies. So use those terms as they make sense in your situation, but we have both. If there's anything that I left out, I will try to sprinkle it in as I go along. All right, so let me go in. So one thing that has come up to me recently has been that you may have enemies in your household, among your friends. You may have people that do not have your best interests at heart. And they may be trying to harm you. I'm not really sure what might be going on, but I recently had um, a dream about a snake in my house. And I don't know if any of you, like, if anyone has told you, maybe a parent or grandparents or great grandparents or whatever, told you about dreams about snakes. But usually when I have a dream about a snake, it's because I have an enemy, someone who is trying to hurt me, manipulate me, take advantage of me, or something like that. And I do not want that. So I'm praying that God will remove that. And I'm praying that you don't have anything like that. But sometimes we get warnings and we need to pay attention to those warnings. So just be mindful that you may have enemies in your household um, who are trying to harm you, or among your friends, family, people that you think are your friends and family. Um, and so, in that dream that I had, so this might be divine feminine. You might be experiencing something like this, that you have an enemy among people that you thought were friends and family, people that you could trust. So just be careful, be mindful of this. Now, I know, I've been talking about you and the Divine Masculine Glowing Up Collective, that you're looking amazing, your style is great, you really don't care what anyone thinks about you, that you're living your life, you're financially, spiritually, you know, socially, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, all these different areas, glowing up, growing, financially doing great in all these different areas. And you may have people that are jealous of you, um, and want to take advantage of you. And you might have an idea of who it is. I was thinking, that maybe it's a couple people, but the thing that people do not understand, and maybe they're trying to silence you or stop you from speaking up or saying anything. But what people do not understand is that no matter who it is, they might try to harm you, and God might try to use them, or might end up using them to elevate you, to help you to glow up, to help you, to grow financially, spiritually. You just don't know, but God can use anyone and anything to help you. It makes me think of a story that I was listening to recently, but a man who was approached by what he says was the Illuminati to offer him, money and fame and power and this and that in exchange for what he thought would have been selling his soul. And he said that his mother actually could hear her in his ear, even though she had passed away years before, saying not to sell his soul. So I say to you, people might offer you a lot of things. Do not sell your soul. Do not sell out. Do not think that you have to do that, because God can use anything for your betterment. God can use anything to lift you up. And even the trials and tribulations that you go through, God can use those too to lift you up and help you. Um, and it might also be that the divine masculine is experiencing this. And I was talking about this, before in another reading, that the divine masculine is missing you. You walked away, you pulled your energy back, you did something, you broke up with them, you blocked them, you stopped them from having such close access to you. And and divine masculine is seeing now just how he really has few, if any, friends. Like before he met you, and in the beginning when he met you, he would talk about this often, how he felt like he didn't have friends, he didn't have people to support them, and you're with him for so many years and so, or months or whatever, and you really supported and encouraged him and showed him what it was like to really have a strong team behind you, to have a spirit team, to have someone that was spiritually powerful in your corner. And he may also be very spiritually powerful, but to see what happens after you walked away or pulled back your energy or blocked him or something, it's really putting a lot on his mind, because he's thinking, I had it good. I had a great partner. I had someone who would stick by me, who would try to lift me up. I felt energized all the time. I was looking better than ever. Physically, I was in the best shape of my life, healthier than I've ever been. My relationships were thriving. I ended up getting a lot of people out of my life that I needed out of my life. I transformed many different times while I was there. And it was like he says stuff like, under your leadership or something like that. And I know for some people it's strange, because a lot of people would say, well, men are leaders and women are not. However, history tells us something different. And on top of that, I've been talking about this as twin flames, mirror souls. We are rewriting and recreating, actually, or just creating new templates of, you know, so that people understand how we interact, how we treat each other, the roles that we can play in these unions or relationships, marriages, partnerships, whatever. It is not what people think. That sometimes you will lead as the divine feminine, sometimes he will lead as a divine masculine, or flip the roles, however it makes sense. That the two of you will take on different roles, that it's not always going to be the masculine leading. Sometimes it's also going to be the feminine leading. Both of you can co-lead with each other. You have different areas of expertise, different areas that you're great at. And one thing that you collective are great at is the spiritual um, power and giftedness. And you brought that into the divine masculine's life, or vice versa. He might have brought it into your life, but however it was, often it is the divine feminine that's glowed up in the spiritually powerful area. And so you might have brought a lot of that to the divine masculine's world. He had never seen that before. He had never seen someone spiritually so powerful as you. He had never witnessed the miracles that happened. He had never really seen the benefits. He thought of you as counsel. So you really advised him on a lot of things, gave him great advice. He knows that you did. There are a lot of things that he feels like he should have given you more credit for that he didn't. And these are things he's reflecting on, and these are things that he wants to come back and apologize to you. And, he wants you back. He wants to say, this time around, I want to do things different. I want to give you credit. I want to make sure that you are honored. I want to make sure that you know how much I value. And I think that because of the types of relationships that divine masculine had been in the past, they were very transactional. He really didn't know how to operate very well in the union or in the partnership, with you. And so it always felt like he was catching up, or like he really didn't know how to act, or like he could trust you and he knew, but there are moments where he was like thrown off balance and was like, well, wait a minute, can I trust her? Red flags that people who are really deceptive people taught him what red flags were not, and they were definitely not with you. But for him, over time, he had to learn that and get to a place where he really recognized you. And I think that he recognizes you. He knows who you are more now than he did when he was with you. Because I think he's taken some time to really reflect on what happened, why you pulled your energy back. He understands that it makes sense that you pulled your energy back. He knows that he behaved badly. He knows that he didn't treat you the way he should have. This song comes up, um, Shawn Mendes, treat you better. I can treat you better than he can. The lyrics, I'd stop time for you the second you'd say you liked me too. I just want to give you the love that you're missing, just to wake up with you. And the lyrics go on and on. So it might be that he comes running back and begs you to be with him, to let's really build the way that we wanted to. Like, it seemed like in this situation you were fighting for him, and he was always like feeling like he was the one that was testing you, and you were feeling like he was testing you as well, and you got sick and tired of being sick and tired, got tired of being tested when you always came up, aces, when you always were the one that supported him, that had his back, that lifted him up, that tried to do everything you could to encourage him, to give him everything that he asked for. If there was anything that you could do, you always did it. And you feel like he didn't do the same for you, and you were heartbroken about that, because you felt like if he's my divine masculine, he should recognize me. But it isn't always the case. Sometimes one of the partners, in this case you, the collective, you are more spiritually advanced than divine masculine is. And so he wasn't recognizing, he wasn't seeing a lot of things that he should have been seeing, or whatever. We don't want to use should and shame anyone, but a lot of things that you would have thought he would have seen, he did not see, because he was not as far along as you wanted him to be. You hoped that he would be, that he could have been, if he didn't let other people get in his ear. He wasn't so materialistic and focused on money, or focused on this or that, the wrong things, focusing on dating other people. And like, I feel like because it was like the best time of his life, that he looked better than he ever had, that he felt better than he ever had, he was healthier than he had ever been, financially glowed up, and more successful than he has ever been, like socially, emotionally, spiritually, financially, physically, in all these different ways. He was far better with you, collective, than he had ever been in the past. And that is a lot of power. And on top of that, that you would say, whatever, you gave him pretty much carte blanche to do whatever he needed to do to glow up, because you would glow up regardless. But you felt like at the end it was kind of draining you, and you pulled back your time, your attention, your energy, support, and all this stuff from him. And he felt the bottom drop out, is what it felt like for him. He felt like someone pulled the rug from under him. He felt like, he really fell in a hole unexpectedly when you walked away. He did not expect you to do it. He thought he had time. He thought that you would just be around, because that's where you were all the time. Like, from the moment the two of you knew each other, you were always there. So he never expected you to leave. But the thing is, I think for this divine masculine, he needed to learn this lesson. And I know you did not want to teach him this lesson, but he was begging you for it, and basically saying he needs to work for things, and he feels like he appreciates them more. So if he has a chance to do it again, um, you might expect a call, a message, a text, something on social media, something from him saying, I want you back. I want to be with you this time. I think that I know that I can appreciate you. I know that I recognize who you are in my life. I know that, you were the one that was fighting for us. You were the one that believed all this time. I know you were right. I know that I messed up. I know that I should have treated you better. I know that I can treat you better this time around. And for you, having had a new divine masculine twin soul come into your life, or mirror soul come into your life, twin flame, um, he knows that you have options, but it isn't just because he's jealous. He is seeing everything that's missing from his life because you're not in it, in the way that you were, that you pull back your resources so much. And he's seeing that the people around him, he knew that before he ever got with you, but he knows it even more now because you're not necessarily there all the time. That, gosh, he doesn't really have friends, or a lot of friends, that he doesn't really like. Even he has family members that have betrayed him, that are manipulative and deceptive, and try to take advantage of him. And he knows that he has people that are around him, many people that are around him, that just are not going to treat him as well as you have. And so he's struggling with this. He's wrestling with this, but he wants to come back. He also is prideful at times, but he's willing to swallow his pride, I believe, and say, I'm tired of being without you. I should have fought for you harder. I didn't, and I'm sorry, and I want us to be together, and I want to get married, and I want to be with you forever, and I want us to build what I know we could build together. I know that we are great together. You know that I love you, and I will do anything for you. And this time I'll be better. And for you, it is a position of power. And for you, you need to know, collective, that sometimes you need to lead, that you're the one that sometimes needs to be in control. That's okay. You are trying to give a lot of power, and hand over the reins to someone who was still growing spiritually, for sure. And that's the most important area. But of course, all these areas, but um, you were trying to hand over the reins to someone when you knew you should have kept the reins. And I think it could have gone more smoothly had you done that, had you allow it to unfold more naturally for him, what he was asking for. And you know what I mean. Only you know what I mean with your divine masculine or divine feminine. Flip the roles as they make sense. But it can be a great time. I was going to say that it will be a glorious time. So, for the two of you, if you do end up getting back together, it'll be a great time next time around. But I cannot tell you to get back together. I could tell you that you might have the former divine masculine coming in, and you also have possibly a new divine masculine that is right now with you, and you are going to need to make a decision. You may have more options than that, but you're going to need to make a decision about which one you're going to choose. um, and so I don't want the video to be too long. So let me just end it here. But I just want to say, keep watching and reading, listening to things that are going to lift you up, that are going to help you to continue to go up, continue with the glow up. People might be jealous of you, envious, might be trying to hurt you. Continue to pray, continue to stay close to God, continue to stick together with the people that you know mean you well, have great energy. Continue to try to surround yourself with great energy. It's important for you. Again, remember, did have that dream about the snake, and the snake actually, in this dream, it had never happened before. The snake actually bit me in this dream. And so you need to know there might be people around you that are trying to harm you, trying to deceive you, trying to sabotage you, hoping for your downfall and all that stuff. But there is a God, a loving, wonderful, all powerful God, the most high God that we have. And so this is who we depend on for protecting, supporting, encouraging, providing everything. And the thing, that's another thing, the divine masculine, I think he always felt like he was a provider. this and that, but God is the ultimate provider. And you may even be an amazing provider too. So you have two people that are very capable, that are whole, and you not needing something, but wanting each other is the thing. Putting God first in this union, in this partnership, marriage, or whatever it is. And this is the reason that things are going to work out, because God is first. All right, y'all. I'm not going to hold y'all. Thank you again for joining me. And I'm going to bring another video again soon. Thank you. And as always, happy lightning fast manifesting. I'm going to talk to y'all soon. Love y'all. Bye for now.